lapses, even with more so with the evidence of the state. My lord, later we shall introduce the sureties. If we permit, I will go to the next applicant. The next applicant, my lord. The next applicant, my lord, is Matovu Bruhan. That is applicant number 2. Who, by affidavit, deponed on the 23rd day of April 2026, states that he was appointed an agent to the first applicant in the elections concluded on 15th January 2026. And from paragraphs 2 to 10, he enumerates the chaos of how he saw military men who came and found him at the first applicant's home, killed the people in the night, made him a lifeless body, beating him, then arrested and taken to the roadside opposite the Honorable Kivumbi's home, and then driven to Kivumbi police station where he was detained. Then he enumerates in similar terms to those of Kivumbi of the trial as stated in the application. And in the charge sheet, my lord, which he also attaches, now this appears from page 27 of the volume for your lordship. Again, his residence is attested to by the state itself. He has also attached a copy of his appointment letter by the first applicant. The charge sheet states that Matovu, my lord, at page 33 of that volume, that Matovu Bruhan is a male adult aged 34 years, in Uganda, a businessman, a resident of Muwanga Division, Kampala district. But still, characteristically, the state, through the same DASP Muwanga, states that he has no fixed place of abode, even when they know where he stays, and they wrote in their charge sheet, which they presented to court. My lord, it is generic. It cuts throughout all the 23 affidavits in reply. You will notice that the entirety of Mr. Webuga's reply is the same for all of them. My lord, the second applicant equally undertakes by affidavit, once released on bail, appear as directed. And he states that one, he has good antecedents as per paragraph 18 of his affidavit, has never been convicted, and is a law-abiding citizen. With substantial sureties, my lord, enumerated in paragraph 19. And that he is law-abiding. In a bid, my lord, to controvert that, again, you will find Mr. Webuga generically referring or denying that all the applicants, in his mind, are not law-abiding citizens. And his reasoning is that the criminal charges against them emanate from participating in unlawful activities. Paragraph, in this case, paragraph 12 of Mr. Webuga's affidavit. And also generically states also across all the applicants that their sureties are not substantial. We will demonstrate by presenting them that they are substantial. Suffice to state, my lord, that the charge sheet, which appears at pages 33 to 36, confirm the places of abode of all the applicants. With respect, my lord, to the third applicant,
Hello? Yeah.
Somewhere.
not my lord, maybe the commissioner, I will visit.
Village.
Yes.
That's this one. The one that is mentioned in the charge sheet.
My lord, I will read with the permission to file this and trace it and address you subsequently. I noticed that we only attached for the sureties. That's true. We undertake. Permit, my lord, I will go to this third, Mr. Kenya Akram, whose affidavit appears at pages 43 to 46. He makes the same undertakings, and that Mr. Kenya has a fixed place of abode at Assembly Urban Village Council. That is the letter, my lord, which appears at page 47. Signed by the Chairperson Amos Katumba Salongo with his appointment letter and the charge sheet, which goes up to page 54. Actually, there's also the charge sheet, which appears up to page 58. Maloney states that he enumerates the events of that day between paragraphs 2 to 13, up to when he was driven to the police station following the deaths for the murders at the Honorable Kivumbi's residence. Paragraph 16 to 19, he enumerates up to the process of amending the charges and charging them with terrorism in paragraph 20, then the remand in Chittagong. It states that he has no criminal record, conviction, and is law abiding, and that he intends to present substantial sureties who include Narubega, Namula, Namyalo Udaya, Napali Mariam, whose name numbers are presented and whose introduction letters and appear, my lord, at page 59 to 62 to 63 and 4 of the record, with their national IDs attached. My lord, the next applicant. Yes, my lord.
You are not saying much about what the African contention in the affidavit.
Oh,
They are varmint.
my lord,
Because in case the state appears, they should find a record that they want to reply. I know that you serve them.
yeah, we did something, but my lord, I take your guidance with gratitude. My lord, look at paragraph 20. Thank you, my lord. Paragraph 26 of the affidavit is that the applicant undertakes to honor or obey conditions of this court as may be pleased to be possible. But before that, the applicant one, states that he has good antecedents in paragraph 24 with no conviction, has substantial sureties, and will not abscond once granted bail. Indeed, my lord, the state had ample occasion to respond to his affidavit, again by the same Mr. Webuga. His only contention, Mr. Webuga states that in paragraph 7, again generically, that the applicant will interfere with the witnesses, and that is all. 2, that the applicant is not a law-abiding citizen, paragraph 9, and that the criminal charges emanate from participation in unlawful activities, that the sureties are not substantial, and that the applicant is a flight risk. And I will address you on the law.
The applicant has a national ID.
Not presented at the time, my lord, of drafting this online and this. My lord, the applicant states that he's 18 years old. Definitely. Yes, he's 18 years old, and in the last 1 year, my lord, there was no issuance of national IDs. There have not been issuance of national IDs. So I would suppose by the time of registering for national IDs, about 3-4 years back, he was a minor.
Are you confirming that he has no ID?
Yes, my lord, I want to confirm going by age, but since he's in court, I could establish. But going by age, like 18 years, you look at IDs which were issued 5 years ago, actually 9 years. Since that law was passed, he must have been.
Why do you want this?
Thank you, my lord. Well, my lord, maybe you can speak for himself, but he informs me that he had it and it was retained at the police. Yes, my lord. So, my lord, with the sureties who shall present, we shall crown up this case.
You mentioned that he was introduced to the court.
Yes, my lord, I did mention that. I only mentioned that his sureties were introduced to court. Namia Rebaya at page 61, then Nabari Mariam at page 63.
There is a letter in my record, dated 10th of February. That's Kenya.
Yes, ma'am. Kenya. Yes, of Kenya Akram at page 47, madam. With your permission. From Chisas's Abanyesa. From Chisas's Abanyesa Center. Next, my lord, is Waigona Abdul Swabul. Abdul Swabul Waigona, my lord, is the fourth. Number 4. His affidavit appears at pages 63 through to 69.
Why are you overtaking? Leave the taking of the pictures to those of us who use phones. You are the one who take many pictures. You are disrupting the proceedings. I can even ask you to leave us alone, which is not nice for you. So don't overcatemba. Do something that is reasonable so that we can proceed. It is so distracting to hear the clicking camera. I'm trying to listen to Mr. Segona, but there's too much attention. I'm a human being, I also want to look at it. And I stop listening to Mr. Segona. So this is a court. Let's keep that atmosphere of peace in the court. Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, my lord. Waigona Abdul Swabul, my lord, in his affidavit states that he's aged 19. And that is paragraph 1. and that he's a resident of Mpambire village, Konkoma parish in PG Town Council, where he stays. He does not attach his national ID, but attaches a copy of his sister's national ID, elder sister, biological sister Nakalema, with whom he stays. Sorry, my lord.
Why?
He's a student, senior 6 student at Wamala Mixed Secondary
You
School.
must have a school ID.
He does not have a school ID, but attaches a copy of the letter from the head teacher, which is marked as Annex Chap B. My lord, at page 71. It's a letter dated 27th of March. (2026). Confirming that he's a student who was admitted in S5 by the year 2025, and they have been expecting him to register for his UNEB exam for the year 2026. That letter goes ahead to state in paragraph 2, my lord. Therefore, as a school administration, we are pleading to court in relation with the judges under this matter to be merciful and sign out the same. My lord, he enumerates the circumstances leading to his arrest. First, in his appointment as Honorable Kivumbi's polling agent at Kivumbi polling station, paragraph 4. And that as an agent, he handed over the documents to the supervisor. And paragraph 9 is that after my supper, I went to sleep in the garage of Honorable Muwanga Kivumbi's home, where he had prepared beddings for all of us, all his agents. Then in that night, we were woken up by chaos and wailing voices, loud screams, and sounds of what I understood to be gunshot bullets. The chaos that ensued. Paragraph 12, the garage was soaked with human blood flowing from several lifeless bodies of the agents that had been shot dead. The military men started beating me using sticks and later ordered me to carry lifeless body of one of my colleagues who had died from gunshot wounds, and so on and so forth, my lord. My lord, he states that he was arraigned on 20th, in paragraph 19, up to the 3rd February, when the court informed him that the charges of inciting violence had been dropped, and then joined the rest in an amended charge sheet with treason and remanded to Chittagong. In paragraph 26, my lord, that he has good antecedents with no criminal record of conviction and a law-abiding citizen who upholds the rule of law, that he presents substantial sureties, and in paragraph 27, my lord, and that he undertakes to abide by all bail conditions once released on court and will not abscond. You heard for yourself, my lord, that he's a student who wants to go back to school. Again, Mr. Webuga responded to this affidavit. Characteristically, in paragraph 9, it states that the applicant is not a law-abiding citizen. At least he has not produced evidence from the school where this young man goes to show that he is ill-mannered. He also states that this young man is a flight risk and will abscond. And in paragraph 12, that the 19-year-old student will interfere with witnesses. My Lord, the sureties will be introduced later. With your permission, that takes me to the next applicant, and that is Kiveru Class Harmony at page 88 of that volume, of the application volume. That he's aged 18 years and a resident of Membe, Maziba Parish, Mpigi Town Council, Mpigi District. He attaches a letter from the chairperson of Membe LC1 introducing him as a resident there, but he's also a student at Chadondo Senior Secondary School, Matuga. That is the last paragraph in that letter I wrote. And he attaches a school ID from Chadondo Secondary School, which is annexed to be at page 93. My Lord, he also enumerates the events leading to his beating with sticks by men in military uniform, ordered to carry lifeless body of a colleague, and then detained for 4 days at Chibibi up to the time he was arraigned before the Chief Magistrate Court in Utamba. He states that he has good antecedents with no criminal record and is law-abiding. Once released, he undertakes to present himself. My Lord, I have the same submissions with respect to the affidavit of the Weruga John Mary, which is the generic one, where he states, among others, that this 18-year-old will interfere with the witnesses, that he is not a law-abiding citizen, and that he is a flight risk. My Lord, this young applicant undertakes to present himself as and when required, in addition to the substantial sureties that have been mentioned in paragraph 23 of his affidavit, who include his biological father, Mr. Mustafa Rwega Kyambalango, biological mother, Mukantangala Harriet, and the Muchivi Safina, whose name numbers are mentioned, as well as documents presented. He also presents a letter at page 94 to 95 from Chadondo Secondary School, signed by his head teacher, Ismail Waligo, confirming that the applicant is a young student there, and that he's missing critical instructional time at a very crucial stage of his academic journey. That's, my lord, the last paragraph at page 94. And the head teacher also in his letter undertakes at page 95, second last paragraph, that they will ensure his attendance or abiding by the conditions set by court. My lord, the next witness, the next applicant, my lord, is Kasozi Kiza Fahad, sorry. Kasozi Kiza Fahad, whose affidavit appears at page 112 of that volume. The history, my lord, is the same as I've enumerated with other papers. But this particular witness states in paragraph 2 that he is a student at 10 secondary school. To his affidavit, and a resident of Katale Kusawula in Chengera Town Council, introduced by a letter of LC1 Chairman Lule Samuel, dated 31st of March 2026, is also confirmed and referred to as a student with the student ID number 144 and the national and the school ID from Chitende Secondary School at page 117. His residence is further attested to by the state's own charge sheet, appearing at pages 118 to 123, and the second charge sheet now of terrorism at page 124 to 127. The sureties, Nabukera Anisha, is also introduced by a letter, also one from the same zone, and she has a national ID. And Fatuma Nakano IG, introduced by both later at page 130 and the national ID at page 129. Nagadia Kate, introduced by later at page 132 and national ID at page 131. He equally states that he has no criminal record and has substantial defense against the charge of terrorism. With that, my lord, I will proceed to the next, number 7, Ayanja Kelvin whose affidavit appears at page 133. My Lord, Kayanja states in paragraph 1 that he is 21 years old and a resident of Senge LC1, Naruvule Parish in Wachiso Sub-County and Wachiso District. And the same it is attested to by letter from the chairman LC1 at page 137. My Lord, I'm talking about Kayanja Kelvin. That is applicant number 7. My Lord, Kayanja is a senior 6 student at Howard Secondary School and attaches a copy of his school ID at page 138. I did say, my Lord, that the introduction letter appears at page 137 for the LC1. And that he also undertakes to appear as and when directed by court. That is in paragraph 22 of his affidavit, with substantial sureties enumerated in paragraph 21, and whose documents, my Lord, appear at page 150 for Muyanja Tony, LC1 later, and then the national ID at page 151. Jack Derrick, LC1 appearing, LC1 later appearing at page 152, and the national ID at 153. States that he has no criminal record and is a law-abiding citizen. My Lord, with your permission, I will proceed to number 8, Sesanga Tribe at page 154. Sesanga Tribe, my Lord, states in paragraph 1 that he is a male adult aged 39 years, a resident of Abas Zone, Ruafu Parish in Machin. That is Machin division of Kampala City. He has not submitted documents. My Lord, with your permission, I will defer this and revert later. And with your
LC1 letter.
yes, my Lord.
No letter showing that he was either agent or
He only says he's a self-employed taxi driver at Machin Barracks.
yeah.
Yes.
But at least there should be LC letters.
I agree, my Lord. I'll revert to it later. Sewanyana.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on.
My Lord Sewanyana suffers the same fate, and I will still revert. For now, I will proceed with your permission to the next being Muwanga Brian. My Lord Muwanga, whose affidavit appears at page 182. My Lord, thank you. My Lord, the next is Muwanga Brian. At page 183, states by affidavit that he is aged 28 years and a resident of Naruvule Parish, with a letter, my Lord, appearing at page 187 from LC 1. 2, that he is a sales manager at Pompex Energy Limited fuel station at Naruvule. And that on 13th January 2026, I'll retire, a friend interested him in working as an agent of the Honorable Kivumbi, who was contesting for the position of Member of Parliament. And he attaches also a copy of the appointment letter. Yes, I'm allowed at page 189. He has a national ID appearing at page 188. And that after all the horrendous events of that day, he states that 1, he has a fixed place of abode within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, as enumerated earlier, has substantial sureties to wit number 1 at Masula, secondly Joel, both of whose numbers are mentioned in the in paragraph 23, and whose documents, my Lord, appear at pages 200 to 202, being LC1 introduction letters and national IDs for both of them. He undertakes, my lord, present himself as and when required in accordance with the bail conditions that he may be pleased to set and will not abscond. Says he has a family whose livelihood is dependent on him. He also states that he had a motor accident in 2024 and is still nursing with dislocated shoulder as a result of the said accident, which has been exacerbated by the prison conditions, although he's not. True, he mentions that, but my lord, he is not proceeding on medical grounds. He's not. So, my lord, he equally undertakes to appear as and when directed. The next, my lord, number 13. Yeah, we had, my lord, intended to enumerate that during the presentation of sureties, if you permit.
It's always good to see there.
My lord,
We waste a lot of time.
we take the
Their
guidance.
application. Okay.
My lord, we undertake.
I will go to Japan.
Yes, my lord.
Shall you come here for a few minutes?
I
think in the near future.
it's our undertaking, my lord. Thank you. My lord, the next is Walakira Nicholas at page 204. And this is Walakira Joseph at applicant number 13, who states that he's aged 35 years and a resident of Naruvle Parish. Oh, sorry, my lord. Oh, yes, he's 11, my lord. Sorry, he's number 11. Walakira Nicholas, my lord, is a resident of Naruvle LC1, Wachiso Sub-County in Wachiso District. His appointment letter as an agent is at page 209. His national ID appears at page 220. And his LC1 later at 221. His sureties, my lord, that he refers to in paragraph 22, namely the biological father, Walakira Robert, and the biological mother, Nancy Deborah, have their document.
This is the one biology. Is there a father who knows biology?
Yes, my lord.
What kind of father?
An adopting father.
Is he a father?
It's a good man, father.
Maybe we are talking about DNA problem. But the father is the father.
My lord, even a stepfather.
And the mother is the mother.
That's true.
At least the biological is son in where people is my biological brother. Because the cousin is also called cousin brother.
Sometimes cousins are called brothers.
They are called brothers in the African tradition. That is why people say cousin brother or cousin sister. It's funny.
It is my lord. My lord, he presents his parents. Nancy Deborah's national ID appears at page 222 and her letter of introduction at page 223. That is the mother to the applicant. My lord, he undertakes to appear as and when directed. He is also stating to be a law-abiding citizen without any previous criminal record. in a substantial defense against the charge. He states that the date for his trial is not set and therefore not known. And also prays therefore to be released on bail. My Lord, number 12 is Sekabo Musa, at page 222. Who states that he's a male adult aged 32 years and a resident of Wakariga, Muwanga Parish in Muwanga Division. He has a national ID appearing at page 222 and an LC1 introduction letter at page 229. Sekabo Musa. My Lord, he states that he has good antecedents with no criminal record and a law-abiding citizen. He attaches a copy of his agent's appointment letter at page 230.
Your permission, my Lord, if I could take some water.
Is this an LC2 boon? Of course, this is not an LC1.
I'm grateful, my Lord.
That is your human right. Why would I make an order for that?
I think we have been trained that for enjoyment of rights.
Yes.
Here in Uganda, you must always seek permission.
Perhaps it must pamper the big pass. Oh, it shouldn't be like that. Someone told me that there used to be some codes in the village where if you don't come in shoes and you wear slippers, you must remove them as the door. I hear also that.
I missed those, my Lord. My Lord, the appointment letter is at page 230. And he attaches the documents of his sureties referred to in paragraph 18. Again, we have the same biological father, my Lord.
This person is also from Wakariga zone.
It states, my Lord, that yes, he's from Wakariga. My Lord, for the issue which is referred to in paragraph 10, it states that, not 10, my Lord, sorry. Paragraph 18, it refers to them as biological father Chironde Yahaya and biological mother Nabakoza Ami, whose documents appear at pages 241, which Chironde Yahaya's national ID, 242 for the LC1 introduction letter. And for the mother at page 243 to 244 for the national ID and introduction letter of LC respectively. My lord, that is Navakoza. Also presents Mastura Nabichu, whose national ID appears at 245 and LC later at 246. So he states that he undertakes to abide by bail conditions set by court, no criminal record, and that the hearing date for his case is not set at no. My lord, the next applicant is Wachikatu Joseph, number 13, whose affidavit appears at page 247. He states to be 24 years old, a resident of Chikandwa, Rumuja Parish. Paragraph 1, my lord, with the LC1 later appearing at page 251. That is a student at Makerere University pursuing a bachelor's degree in adult and community education. And a copy of his ID is attached at page 252. His appointment letter as agent appears at page 253. My lord, he states that he has substantial sureties in paragraph 21. And the sureties include Mpaji Charles, and Muhammad Kivumbi. Mpaji's national ID appears at page 264, and LC1 introduction letter at page 265. While Kivumbi's national ID appears at page 266 and LC1 later at page 267. He also presents Mr. Chiwanka Gerard, whose national ID copy appears at page 268 and later of introduction at 269. It is not biological father, my lord. It is not stated.
I think you are presented with biological father.
Oh, sorry, my lord.
Mr. Mpaji Charles.
The Mpaji Charles is the biological father. No biological mother.
And another person called Muhammad.
Muhammad
Kivumbi.
Yes, my lord. And three sureties and Chiwanka Gerard. My lord, the next person is Mubiru Rahim as number 14. who states that his age 20 and a resident of Chibuye 1, Kavule Parish, in Chibuye 2 Ward, Kavule Village, Chibuye 2 Ward, Machili Division. With an LC1 introduction letter at page 274, and his ID for student ID number. For his student ID is also presented for Muwanga Island Vocational High School at page 275. My Lord, the same person indicates that he has good antecedents and no criminal record. In page 17, and it presents 2 substantial sureties, including his biological mother, Nabisuri Zaitun, and Mirembe Proceedings. With introduction, Mirembe Proceed. He states to be his auntie, paternal auntie, my Lord. He states that is his paternal auntie. Nabisuri Zaituni's LC rate appears at 286. With the national ID at 287. While Mirembe's ID appears at 288. And LC later at 289. My Lord, he also in paragraph 19 undertakes to present himself as and when directed and required. My Lord, number 15 is Donovan Sentongo, age 21, a resident of Ruvuma Zone 2 in Machindi Parish, Machindi Division. This is confirmed by Annexure A, which is the introduction letter from the same zone, dated 28th March 2026. Appointment letters dated at page 295. It states that he
Who is the LC1 chapter?
Serunjoji HN, my Lord. The name is written in this tab. in paragraph 18 presents
Some of the letters they have presented are not addressed to me. This particular letter is addressed to the chief magistrate of Kivumbi.
so unfortunately, my lord, I may invite you to take.
And I'm not sitting in Kivumbi.
Neither are you a chief magistrate, my lord.
But at least that one, you can forgive the common person. They don't know the facts. But you should have at least written the right way. Anyway, we'll proceed.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, in paragraph 18, he presents his sureties as his biological mother, Mukasi Annette, and Miss Nancha Lydia, who is a paternal auntie, together with Chizito Jimmy as his sureties.
No ID?
My lord, they have IDs.
No, I'm talking about the applicant.
No ID, my lord. That's not.
That is not national. Why does he have a national ID?
Says he applied but has not, they have not issued it. They have not issued it by the time.
But they give numbers, don't they? The people have numbers.
If you, sorry, they do.
Because I remember students who applied got in numbers.
They could not access it, the number, but he has it at home. Not the circumstances of the arrest would not give room for that, for tracing numbers. With your permission, my lord, for the sureties, Mukasi's my lord, Mukasi's national ID appears at page 306. And her letter of introduction at page 309. Then Miss Nancha Lydia's national ID at page 307. And her LC letter from Wafu Chizungu zone at page 310. While Chizito Jimmy's LC1 letter appears at page 311. His elder brother. With your permission, my lord, the next is Namaganda Madina. Namaganda Madina's affidavit appears at page 312. My lord, she states that she's a male adult, a female adult, aged 21, and a resident of Chitambuza zone in Kanyanya, where she stays with her, she states, biological mother, Nabanja Afu. A lot she attaches only the national ID of her biological mother and letter of introduction from the vice chairperson of the LC1. This, my lord, for her case, she only presents her school ID of Samson Memorial High School.
She doesn't have a national ID.
Well, they received recently. Does she have it here? Oh, unfortunately, the mother, my lord, subsequent to the guidance by the head, the mother is waiting from another room. All right, at some point. My lord, Namakanda is a student in Senior 6. As per the school ID at page 331. In the mother's documentation, Nabanja Afwa's LC1 letter of introduction appears at 328. While the national ID for the mother appears at 318. 316, my lord. Sorry, it is 316 for the national ID and 317 for the letter of introduction. My lord, whereas the applicant had intimated the intention in paragraph 18 to present Lutaya Shakira as the second surety, later Shakira traveled and is not able to be present. We will seek your permission to substitute Shakira. Those documents appear at pages 229 to 330. With a new surety by the names of Nasiwa Mary, was introduced by an LC1 letter from Katoke A. LC1.
I don't have this particular one.
True, my lord, I'm seeking your permission so we could substitute and submit the documents, which I have with me. My lord, the letter of introduction is here. This time, this one was smarter because it's closer to Kampala and brought to the High Court of Uganda at ICD1.
Yes, and I've noticed that some of the letters are probably were planned to be used in the magistrate's court.
No, that was not the plan, but my
Because
lord,
the dates are so far away.
no, my lord, the process of
Probably January.
gathering documents started way back, and those ordinary people.
The more recent letters are directed to this court. The registrars are
My lord,
some of these letters which are addressed to the March.
we undertake, my lord, to do better by advising them on the proper procedures. My lord, Naswa Mary is equally introduced by me. With your permission to present her. My lord, we shall present the origin of the national ID, but the letter is presented in the original. As we bring the sureties. My lord, the applicant. Thank you, my lord. My lord, the applicant undertakes on her own to appear as directed, but in paragraph 19.6 that you be pleased to allow her to be released on bail so as to continue with her education, being in her senior 6 vacation. And seeking to join her institution only if she's released on bail. She has no previous record of crime, and undertakes to present herself for trial and not abscond. My lord, the next applicant, number 17, is Nachibuka Halifa. Who is a female adult aged 24 and the resident of Chitambuza in Kanyanya Parish. She attaches a copy of her national ID at page 336. And an LC1 introduction letter at page 337. She states that one, she is employed as a bursar, a school bursar at Highlands High School, where she sat for her UCE in 2018, and attaches a copy of the letter from the school head teacher, marked as Alex Chair. page 348. She also states, my lord, that she's a single mother of a 3-year-old child, female child, to wit Muwanga Amina. That is in paragraph 18. Whose welfare is entirely dependent on her. She presents two.
Where is the child?
Sorry.
Where is the child?
Now currently with the applicant's mother. My lord, she presents two substantial sureties to which Namagera Nur Centum, and Kizito Tuaha, whose documents appear at page 249 is Namagera's 249 Namagera's national ID and letter of introduction from Chitam's at page 350, while Kizito Tua has national ID and the letter of introduction appear at 251 and 252 respectively. My lord, she says that she has no criminal record and has good antecedents and respects the process of court and undertakes to abide by bail conditions as may be said. Fiona Nachibuka, Hanifa Nachibuka's national ID, my lord, appears at 333, together with LC letter at 337. The letter is true, my lord, appears at yes, my lord. The next applicant, my lord, is Kivumbi Jackson, who is applicant number 18. Whose affidavit appears at page 353. This particular applicant, my lord, is aged a resident of Ndeje and a special hire driver at Usafi Market in downtown Kampala. not presented personal letter of introduction. He has presented two sureties. He has presented two sureties under paragraph 20, who include his biological sister, Chakwaile Maureen, and Wekuro Davis, whose documents appear at pages 368 for Chakwaile Maureen's introduction letter, and page 267 for her national ID, while Mr. Davis Weguro's national ID appears at page 269 and 270 for his LC introduction letter.
This person has no ID.
It was not police. He says it was retained at the police. My Lord, he makes a personal undertaking. He states in paragraph 19 that he is a law-abiding citizen with no criminal record, and makes a personal undertaking in paragraph 22 to appear and face his trial in addition to his sureties ensuring his attendance.
What is his relationship with the my brother?
His brother, my Lord.
Why doesn't he have an introduction to Dr. Francis Chairperson?
Well, unfortunately, my Lord, the people who would ordinarily answer to that are people who are down because they have been incarcerated since. I think we shall interrogate that. My Lord, but the next is Valibuza Peter, who is number 19. Peter Valibuza, my Lord, states that he is age 41. At page 371 to 72, my Lord. That's where I'm drawing it from. That is age 41. And my Lord, that is a taxi conductor at Kivumbi grounds, Kabasanda stage, in Kivumbi Town Council, Butambala district. It states that receiving some documents referring to him from Butambala for the service, for the sureties. For the sureties, originally you are not presented sureties first. That's true, my lord. I've only received some letters in relation to sureties this morning.
Have you jumped that over? You give to the cleanest one?
I'll do that now. And with your guidance, proceed to Muchibi Yusufu Kwamira at page 385. This is number 20. Yes, our machine states in paragraph 1 that is aged 49 years and a resident of Twete Parish, Kivumbi sub-county in Butambala. Yes, I have just received my lord his introduction letter from LC, signed by Mr. Kadunati M. Angela.
There is an attached national ID and letter of introduction. Page 389.
Oh, 389, my lord. Yes, yes, I have this.
Although I'm not seeing the national ID.
Yeah, sorry, my lord. I only have the letter from Lithuania. My lord, he informs me that the sureties have his nationality down, but I don't have his letter of introduction from the Twete Parish. As we guided we undertake to present his nationality. My lord, he makes, says he's pleased that he's a taxi driver who was only coming back from work and got arrested at Kivumbi, where he was detained for 4 days. Paragraph 9, that he was beaten by men with sticks, asking why he was walking at night. Yet the public had been warned not to move at night after voting. My Lord, he states that he has no previous record of any criminal doing and has a strong defense in charge of terrorism. That is page 20. And has a fixed place of abode and will not have scorn. In paragraph 22, that he is a single father of 12 children whose livelihood is dependent on him as the breadwinner. I wrote that page, paragraph 22. And that he has substantial sureties, namely Tebusweke Aksam Wamira, who is stated to be his biological brother, Mr. Mutiaba Ibrahim, also his brother. And that they are willing to stand surety. My Lord, Mr. Tebusweke's national ID appears at page 400. While his date of introduction appears at page 401. While Mutiaba's national ID appears at page 402, and letter of introduction at page 403. Lord Mr. Muchibi undertakes to appear and not to abscond under paragraph 25. And with that, my Lord, I move to Akankwasa Ivan as number 21. My Lord, Akankwasa states that he is aged 18 and a resident of Simba, Kivumbi Parish, in the Gombe Sub-County, Butamba. This one was not an agent, but somebody who was only walking back home and went to check on his friend of Kivumbi. The friend is Muwanga Jackson, from where he was arrested by men in military uniform, asking what he was doing at a fuel station. He was arrested, and the rest of the story of how he ended up in court, my Lord, appears at paragraph 4. Paragraph 10. My Lord, he says, is a law-abiding citizen who respects the rule of law with good antecedents and has never been convicted. Presents two substantial sureties. My Lord, whereas, my Lord, at the time of drafting, you had presented Mr. Sejemba Mohammed, he now seeks the permission to substitute Sejemba, who got an accident and is not able to come to court, with Maureen Nabaka, who is her friend and is a resident of Gombe LC1. Oh, sorry, my Lord, Maureen is already there. And yes, at page 418 is her nationality, and 419. So we are substituting Sejemba with Sewankamo Saddam Hussein, who's later, my Lord, of LC and national ID, to seek your permission to present. Mr. Sewankamo is introduced by letter of LC1 from Zibibi Local Council, Bamalanze Cell. As Kadu Nabi Abdallah Mugambe, my Lord, the name is Sem Mambo, not Sewankamo. I don't know. That is the name in his idea and the letter of introduction. My Lord, he undertakes to honor the terms of his bailiff granted.
What is the relationship between the applicant?
My Lord, he says,
Maureen Nabaka as well as Sema?
he says they are his friends, my Lord. Next surety, my Lord, is Yusuf Ramadan Chiwanuka, is number 22. Sorry, next applicant. Sorry, my Lord. My Lord, Ramadan Chiwanuka's affidavit appears at page 422 of that volume. And he states that he's age 21. He's a resident of Masajja SL, Namasuba Ward, that is Masajja. That is Namasuba Ward, Masajja Municipal Division. He has a letter of introduction appearing at page 426. From the same village. And
Why does he call him a teenager?
sorry, my lord.
Does he want to say that he's a teenager?
Yes, my lord. I think it draws it from the age of 21. That is his interpretation. My lord.
And actually, let's see this letter.
Yes.
He's not introducing. He's introducing his parents as a resident of that place. He has not mentioned anything about
My lord, he says.
the African being a resident of that place.
Yeah, my lord, he says, I take this opportunity to introduce you this above named son,
Yes.
Mr. Elias Yusuf Birunji and Miss Navirumbi Sauda, our permanent residents in Zindi, one of our 12 zones along the Sauda border. To my lord, the strict interpretation is yes.
This is just easily done. There's nothing strict there. My common sense is telling me he has not introduced the African. But he seems to have a high regard to the parents.
True, my lord. And
Although he recommends him, but he does not say where he resides.
yeah, it is true, my lord. Beyond the nose sits through the parents.
That is one of them.
That's true, my lord. And the applicant,
But you must say there is me.
yes, my lord. My lord, the applicant was arrested at the first applicant's home. And he states that he's a law-abiding citizen who respects the rule of law, with good antecedents and no criminal record, with a substantial defense to the claim. In paragraph 16, he presents Mr. Birunji.
African does not have a national ID.
The applicant applied and has not received one. He introduces his substantial sureties as Birunji Zamzam and Musibu Ziswahili. And my lord, wait, Zamzam is his sister. And Mr. Birunji's quote-unquote cousin brother.
I thought it's Musimbi. You have
Musibu is my lord. I have Musibu's.
Swahili.
It says Musibu is Swahili. Birunji is Zamzam. Yes, Birunji is the lady. Swahili. It says his cousin brother. In the ordinary Chikanda sense, it was your brother. My lord.
Who are related to the entire clan.
That's their relationship.
That is the African way. But the clans are not together. The clan members don't live in one place,
No, they don't.
like where I come from. So it is really easy to be related. So the big clans that are here, one some people are living in Fiji, other people in India, but they belong to that same. So establishing the lineage is a very long story.
It's not a difficult.
You know?
That's true.
But if I started to establish, it's easy because we are neighbors.
I don't know my road.
More or less, it's always. It would be funny to have a single person of the southern clan living here alone. You would also be having big brothers. Anyway, I've learned this living in Uganda, but it still amazes me.
Well, my lord, is the way of life. I thank you, my lord.
The city came to you and disorganized.
It actually did.
That one.
The rest we are happy.
The good thing you have rules like all you can't marry from that is good. But if it was my clans people scattered like that, the marriage should have happened.
The names will tell and will make it difficult for people to marry without knowing. Because by name you are able to tell us your life. And incidentally, they have the same root, the same great-great-grandfather whose children, the family first into different families, and we are able to identify ourselves. My lord,
I
that's
give
it.
you 20 years as you continue to identify each other.
My lord, we will receive them with grace.
Okay.
That said, my lord, Musingi is a cousin brother, and Musingi is now is not a Uganda. Through the mother's,
To the other side.
through mother, auntie.
But there's a lot of information.
Yes. My lord, the applicant undertakes to present himself for trial. In addition to the undertaking, my lord, the last one is Owori Brian. Owori Brian says that he's 32 years. Owori Brian is aged 32 years. This affidavit appears at page 441. And is a resident of Chikachi. By a letter of LC1 chairman dated 12th April 2026 at page 445. And his letter of appointment as agent appears. My lord, the applicant states among others that in the exercise he went to sleep over at the first applicant's home. And the rest of the events have been enumerated by other applicants, have been reproduced in his affidavit up to paragraph 11. And then the arraignment and subsequent appearances in court as stated up to paragraph 17. In 19 he says
Why the relationship that he has with the children.
Oh, my Lord. The sureties that are mentioned in paragraph 21 substantial sureties Ndagire Justin, Nancha Justin is the sister that he follows. So that is his elder sister. And sorry. And so is Kaira Geoffrey being his brother, big brother. Oh, not brother. Brother-in-law. Okay.
Kaira is brother-in-law.
His brother-in-law.
What about Nancy? Why is she in Uganda? And you are either from Toronto or Kenya.
Same mother.
The same mother, different fathers. Possible.
Nagina Mariam is the mother-in-law.
Yes, that's one.
Nagina Mariam is the mother-in-law. Kaira Geoffrey is his brother-in-law.
Forgive me for expecting the shootings to be called the Kero or yeah, no, exactly.
My Lord, he's not the true Ugandan.
He is.
Thank you, my Lord, these documents appear in the case of Nancha Justin at page 457 for the national ID.
He doesn't seem to have the national ID.
That it got lost and he was in the process of asking for replacement at the time of his arrest. And the application is filed, copy of which the surety is acting down with them. My Lord, Kaira Geoffrey's national ID appears at page 459. While the letter for Kaira appears at page 460. My Lord, this one is addressed to the registry of the High Court in Uganda. It has so many words, that's why I was taking one of my name. I say thank you for the good job you are doing.
That is just a formal statement.
Yes. But Kaira is down there.
A formal plea.
Yes. I would like to peacefully request you to help Mr. Kaira Godfrey on the issue he has applied to your office. Because he's a true resident of Rubani LC1. My Lord, Ndagire Mariam's documents, the national ID appears at page 461.